We're so excited to be here with you all today. My name is Jennifer Warren, and I am Executive Director of Ladies Who Launch. For those of you who might be new to us, Ladies Who Launch, we are a nonprofit organization that celebrates, elevates, and empowers women and non-binary small business owners to build the businesses of your dreams. We're really focused on making sure that you all have access to the information and the tools to make the decisions that are best for you and for your business. And that's, one of the many reasons we're just so excited to be here together today. We are joined by the absolutely incredible Abby Malco, Manager of Small Business Partnerships at Amazon. Welcome, Abby. Abby is a true champion of small business owners. I think, we really, from LWL's perspective, from Ladies Who Launches perspective, we really couldn't think of a better partner and champion. She cares deeply about supporting all of you across the United States, and her role at Amazon really reflects that commitment and passion. At Amazon, Abby develops and manages partnerships that help drive success for early stage entrepreneurs and small business owners by delivering programs and investments that support your growth. Abby joined Amazon in December of 2018, and since then, she's really remained focused on enabling small businesses, entrepreneurs, and underserved businesses to realize your potential through different roles, programs, and initiatives. Among those are the Military Entrepreneurship Program and supporting the launch of Amazon's Supplier Diversity Program. Prior to joining Amazon, Abby worked at Intel Corp and is a retired U.S. Navy chief and combat veteran serving for more than 20 years in the military. Abby, thank you for your service. We're lucky and grateful for your service and time. And partially why we're here today is Amazon, through Abby, we have become partners. Amazon and Ladies Who Launch have really come together since the fall of 2022. And, Ladies Who Launch, everything we do is really focused on finding partners that have really strong mission alignment, and Abby and Amazon have that. And so we're constantly thinking about how can we provide super practical, supportive educational opportunities to our community, to all of you. About a quarter of Ladies Who Launches small business grant programs sell on Amazon, but we know that there are so many businesses out there who aren't on Amazon, but who are really interested in learning about what the process entails and how to get started. So that is why we are here today. And in addition to the time together today, following the webinar, Abby has generously offered to host 3 small group coaching sessions for all attendees who are interested. So these will be open on a first come, first serve basis. We'll be sending out the dates and the registration links immediately following today's session, but you do not want to miss out on some quality time with Abby, learning from her tremendous experience and expertise. So with all of that, Abby, thank you so much for joining us, for championing LWL and the folks on the phone, and just ultimately for everything you do day in and day out to support small businesses across the country. It really takes a village, and we're lucky to have you in that village. So without further ado, I am going to pass it over to Abby. Thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the kind introduction. I already love partnering with the LWL community and small businesses in general, and I learn from you guys just as much as you learn from me. So today we're going to talk about selling an Amazon store. As Jennifer mentioned, I've been at the company over 4.5 years now, and I absolutely love this topic because it's ever changing, very dynamic, a little nuanced, and I don't want it to overwhelm you. So what I've done is basically consolidate the most important information to help give you a starting point and better understand what it takes to sell successfully in the store. So with that, we'll look at today's agenda. So we're going to talk about why you should sell in the store. Some people are ready to sell in the store while others are not. It's really important to make sure your timing is critical. What to sell and when, how to get started, how to list your products, how to deliver your products, opportunities for growth. And we know that's very important for most small businesses. And then additional resources that Amazon has for small businesses. So we're going to talk about why you should sell in Amazon store. So one of our greatest principles ever at Amazon, we love to obviously work backwards from the customer, but we also know that customers are always going to value the widest product selection, low prices, and fast, convenient delivery. So when you think about selling an Amazon store, you want to make sure that you're able to give customers that value that they seek when they come to Amazon. So it's always something to keep in mind. And just to give you a little bit of data, because at Amazon, we just love our data. On Amazon.com, which is where you go for all of your typical consumer needs, there's hundreds of millions of worldwide active customer accounts. You can also reach customers in more than 30 countries, with Germany and the UK being our second largest marketplaces outside of the US. And then Amazon Business has over 6 million active customer accounts. And Amazon Business is actually growing at a really rapid rate. We had our all hands today at Amazon. And what I love to see is that wedding planners are even leveraging Amazon Business. And I am going to talk to you a little bit about what the difference between Amazon and Amazon Business is, but it's more for folks who are selling B2B. And then this is just a little snapshot of our global footprint. So as I mentioned, the UK and Germany are our two largest marketplaces outside of North America, with Japan being our largest Asian marketplace. And we continue to grow and expand internationally. But I always put this information in the presentation because if you are considering expanding as a small business outside of the US, it's just helpful information to have. And it's very easy to sell globally with Amazon once you've created your seller account and you've established a presence selling in the store. And a lot of people don't know this, but more than 60% of sales in Amazon's store come from our independent sellers, most of which are small and medium-sized businesses. So when you're buying something in the store, chances are it's coming from a small or medium-sized business. It's really mind-blowing when you think about it, because most people think, oh, it's coming from a large retailer like a Target or a Walmart, but it's actually coming from a small independent seller. So this just gives you access when you sell in the store to those customers that you use Amazon, and it gives you the opportunity to really get your brand out there and grow as a brand. So what does that mean? This data is from 2022, so just very recent from last year. Independent sellers in our US store sold more than 4.1 billion products in 2022 and averaged more than 230,000 in sales in Amazon store. Now, I will say this number does fluctuate from state to state, but we do have a small business empowerment report that we just published a couple of weeks ago. So if you are looking for more state-specific data, it also has information in there on what our emerging states are, the states with the highest growth. All of that is in our small business empowerment report, but it's just helpful to quantify the opportunity. Now we're going to talk about what to sell in the store and when. This is very important. So what to sell in the store? I have done a lot of these events and I get so many folks with interesting products. I think one lady had fine art. I definitely do not recommend selling fine art on Amazon.com, probably not the right space for you. But if you do have a product that's like easy to package and ship, product that has branding potential, and I do see a lot of small businesses in the LWL community that do meet this. A lot of Michelle Pusateri, for example, from Nana Joe's Granola, great example of a product that's easy to package and ship and has great branding potential. Products that are affordable for customers. So kind of like my fine art example, you probably don't want to sell something in Amazon store that has a very high price point. Probably should be a lower price point. And then products that have a long shelf life. So if you're trying to sell something that is refrigerated, has a shorter shelf life, probably not the right fit for Amazon. Now, when to sell in this store, because timing is pretty critical here. You have your product ready to ship and you understand your target customer. You're not going to obviously sell to just everyone on Amazon, you're probably going to want to target their specific customer. Let's use the granola as an example. Michelle probably has data on what is the average age demographic, what are the different geographies that most appeal to her product, right? You also really want to have your supply chain established, because if you're selling in the store, you're going to be discovered by a larger audience. And you'll want to make sure that you're able to maintain your inventory. You don't need, we're going to talk about inventory later in the presentation. You don't need to have a crazy number in the fulfillment center for your inventory, but you just want to make sure that you can replenish your inventory on a regular and consistent basis. That's super important, especially when you have peak periods like holiday, Black Friday, or Prime Day, which is coming up pretty soon. All right, now we're going to talk about how to get started. So first of all, before you decide to sell in a store, it's helpful to know the difference between the selling plans. We have two selling plans. One is individual. This one is 99 cents a sale. And this is for someone who's probably just starting out and maybe you want to sell less than 40 items a month. And then we have the professional selling account. This one is roughly $40, $39.99 to be exact, a month. And this is for someone who's probably going to sell a larger volume, more than 40 items a month in the store. And what is great about the professional selling account too is it lets you sell within the US, Canada, and Mexico. And with the professional selling plan, it does give you access to more additional features than the individual plan has. You have more advanced reporting tools. It gives you access to different programs like Handmade, for example. And it's important to note too that you can switch these plans at any time. You don't need to start off with a professional. You can start off with an individual and switch to a professional, and vice versa. So you're not committed to the plan for a long period of time. You can switch them at any time. So once you've decided which selling plan you want to start off with, then you'd probably want to set up your account. Now with Amazon Business, because I know I briefly touched on Amazon Business at the beginning of this, if you are that type of business where, let's say, you want to sell copy paper. I'm just using copy paper as an example, but your primary customer is a business, then you would want to sell on Amazon Business, and that is business.amazon.com. But let's say you're Michelle, a granola company, you'd probably want to sell on Amazon.com. So from there, you would go to sell.amazon.com. Now, it's important to note with Amazon Business that once you create a product page on Amazon Business for your copy paper, as an example, that product page will also be available on Amazon.com as well. So it's going to be available on both websites, and you can switch your account at any time. I do that all the time myself. I have a business account and I have an Amazon.com account. It's just if your primary customer is a business, it's just more advantageous for you to sell on business.amazon.com. All right, so what you'll need once you create your account, you'll definitely need a bank account number and a routing number so you can get paid. That's very important. You'll need a chargeable credit card, a government issued national ID, tax information, and a phone number. And I know Amazon's pretty rigorous about making sure it's actually you in the ID, but as long as you have, a legal, valid form of identification, that's the most important. So pretty straightforward what you need to set up your account. Now, once you have set up your account within Seller Central, this is really the home base for running your Amazon business. Everything you will need to run your Amazon business is in Seller Central. It allows you to keep track of your inventory, update your product listings, which probably will happen on a semi-frequent basis. There's great reporting tools within Seller Central as well. I mentioned that a little bit before with the different selling plans. Reporting tools are super helpful because it gives you the data you need to see how you're performing and where you can optimize. And these tools also help you monitor your performance, like I mentioned. And this is really important as well. You can contact selling partner support within Seller Central. So you can open a help ticket. Let's say your product page got shut down for some reason. You can open up a help ticket and get someone to help you. And I always give folks the recommendation to, once you've opened up that help ticket, there's the option to either call or email. I always recommend a call. That's the best way to get help in a timely manner is just calling, because it's easy for, Amazon's only maybe so many employees, but there's millions of sellers. It's easy to get lost in an email. It's better to get help through a call. So that's my biggest recommendation there. And then it also allows you to keep track of your daily sales. Now we'll talk about listing your products. Okay, so what you need to list your products, you'll need a product ID. This is consistent across all retailers, and Amazon, will be able to match your product IDs. Amazon uses these product IDs to identify the exact item that you're selling. And then if you match an existing listing, you don't need to provide a product ID since it already exists. But if you're a brand owner and you're adding a product that's new to Amazon, you may need to purchase a UPC code or request an exemption. And I'm going to show you in the later slide what that looks like when you're in Seller Central. But just remember that if you are a brand owner with a brand new product to Amazon, you'll probably need to purchase a UPC code. So in addition to the product ID, you'll need a SKU. That's unique to you, the business owner. A lot of businesses use these to primarily track their inventory, as an example. You'll need a product title, product description, and bullet points, and we will get into a little bit of detail on what that looks like and how to optimize that. You'll need product images. This is very important, maybe even a video. I know videos are becoming a lot more popular these days. Search terms and relevant keywords. We're going to talk about that too. So like I mentioned, once you're within Seller Central, you want to list your product for sale in the Add a Product tab within the portal. And what you see here on the screen, that little orangish bubble, that's for brand owners. If you do not have if you're a brand owner and you have a brand new product to Amazon, you just click that option. I'm adding a product that's not sold on Amazon, and it'll walk you step by step through making sure you have that product ID and everything like that. So it's very simple. You would just go to Add a Product tab. If you're new to Amazon as a brand owner, just click that option. Now we're going to talk about creating your product listing. You'll need a clear title, as you can kind of see that in the image there. We are going to get into a little bit more detail, by the way, on this. High quality, multiple images. So what I always tell folks is you need a minimum of 6 images. What I see a lot of sellers doing now is 5 images with 1 video. But you'll still want those to be high res, high quality images and videos. We usually give guidance on 500 pixel by 500 pixel or 1000 by 1000 pixel. And you'll need accurate, detailed product descriptions. And we're not talking about A+ content today. Maybe we can do that in a future webinar, but A+ content is basically visualizing the product description rather than reading the product description, but it's a more elevated way to advertise your product. Now, this slide is probably one of the most helpful slides out of the entire presentation. What you'll need for your product listing title, here's some guidelines. You'll want to capitalize the first letter of every word. As you kind of see that in the image on the screen, they've capitalized the first letter of every word. You don't want to use all caps because it looks like you're shouting at someone. You want to use numerals, such as the number 2 instead of spelling out 2. You want to limit it to 50 characters. You don't want it to be very long. I worked with a seller who, oh my goodness, had the longest product listing title, and I couldn't even tell what he was trying to sell because it was just so long. So you want to keep it to 50 characters. You don't want to use special characters like the one you see on the screen. You don't want to include the price because that's already going to be available on the page anyways. And no promotional or subjective commentary like this is the best hula dancing dashboard ever. You don't want to put that in there. So it's best to just keep it very simple and straightforward. Now, what I will say about keywords, because when you go to Amazon, think about Amazon experience as a customer. It's very important that you decide what keywords you want to put in your product listing title. You can put as many keywords as you want on your product listing title. There's no limit. So let's say you are selling a teddy bear, for example. Think of all the different ways someone could search for a teddy bear. It could be a child's toy, a teddy bear, stuffed animal. There's all these different keywords that someone could use to discover your product. These keywords are used on the back end. They're completely hidden. It's just a way for folks to find your product, and there's no limit to how many you can use, and there's no charge. They're completely free. So I always tell folks to definitely maximize the keywords. Now, it looked like in the chat before we started that quite a few of you are brand owners, which always gets me super excited. I love working with brand owners. We're going to talk too about the importance of brand protection as well, but this is a feature that is available on Amazon.com. You can create a brand store. So if you are a brand owner, what you'll see this kind of in the image that's on the screen, it's an all-in-one page on Amazon where people can go to discover new products from you as a brand. They'll see all your products on the same page. It allows you to tell your story of your business, of your brand. You can even add like curated shopping collections on there, but it's basically an all-in-one destination for you, the brand owner, on your very own brand store. And it's just another way for folks to build brand loyalty to you once they've discovered your product. And speaking of brands, this is one of my favorite topics, the importance of protecting your brand. I just did an event in Milwaukee last week, talked to a bunch of business owners there who didn't understand the importance of, they didn't understand the difference between copyright and a trademark and protecting your brand. Now, I always tell folks this, do not sell in the store unless you have an active trademark, because anyone can go in and copy your product under the exact same brand name. And there's nothing that Amazon can do to stop that, right? So once you have an active trademark, you'll want to enroll in brand registry. This is a free service that Amazon has. It helps you protect your intellectual property, and it allows you to use the thing that I just showed you on the previous slide, the brand store. It allows you to have those features. So if you are enrolled in brand registry, you can have a brand store, for example. You can promote your brand, sponsor your brand, and Amazon will actively protect that brand in our store. Now, if you don't have a trademark, and you're still in the process, or maybe you haven't even started the process yet, we do have the IP Accelerator. This is one of my favorite programs at Amazon as well. It will allow you to connect with vetted law firms that Amazon has worked with to help file a trademark for you. And what this does is if you use the IP Accelerator, and let's say you have a pending trademark, you can then enroll in brand registry. So it speeds up the process for you. So if you use IP Accelerator to get a trademark, it's not fully active yet, it's just pending. You can still then enroll in brand registry. So you can sell in our store earlier than you would without that active trademark. So two really great resources to keep in mind if you are a brand owner. Now we're going to talk about delivering products. This is always a fun topic. So we have 2 fulfillment channels. We're about to have 3, which I'm going to get into on the next slide, which I'm super excited about. We have fulfillment by Amazon. This is what gives you the Prime badge when you're shopping in the store. And then we also have fulfillment by merchant, where you ship everything yourself. So let's say you pack all the orders, you ship them through like a third party such as UPS or FedEx, and you do all of the shipping yourself, as well as all of the returns and things of that nature. And in order to do a cost comparison, I always tell folks about the FBA revenue calculator. You can easily Google it. It's easy to find. It allows you to do a cost comparison to see if it's more cost effective to you fulfill yourself or to fulfill through FBA. And it's a very detailed calculator. It even asks for your product dimensions as an example. But what we've seen is that FBA is typically more cost effective than using UPS. And when sellers enroll in FBA, they usually see a 20 to a 25% increase in their sales. And it's just a great growth driver for you. And we're going to talk about the benefits of FBA later, but just something to keep in mind that these are the 2 fulfillment channels we currently have available. What I'm going to talk about next is one that's about to become available later this year. This is seller fulfilled Prime. Okay, I feel like I'm dating myself, but this was available when I first joined the company, and they got rid of it. And they said no more seller fulfilled Prime, but now they're bringing it back, which is great. What seller fulfilled Prime, it gives you the Prime badge on your product page, but you're doing the shipping yourself. And this is just domestic, so this is just US only at this, and it's not fully launched yet. Just want to warn people that there is currently a wait list. You can be added to the wait list, but they're going to be accepting new applications for this later in 2023. But this allows you to sell your products domestically, but you do all of the shipping, and it allows you to have that Prime badge. Because let's face it, when you're shopping on Amazon, you want the 1-day shipping or you want the 2-day shipping, and you want that guarantee that the Prime badge gives you that you're going to get that product in 1 to 2 business days. Like, there's never an instance, at least for me as an Amazon customer, where they did not meet the 2-day. And if they did not meet the 2-day, I always got a refund. But that was like in very rare instances. So that Prime badge really gives you that peace of mind that you're going to get your product in like 1 to 2 business days. Now, there is a trial period to meet requirements for this program. And during the trial period, you will not have a Prime badge displayed. They just want to make sure that you're able to meet all of the requirements for the program before giving you that Prime badge. Because again, you have to have 99% of your orders shipped on time, which is pretty aggressive. 99% is a very high number. And you must have a 0-day handling time. And once you've successfully completed the trial period, they automatically enroll you into the program. There's nothing you have to do after that point. And if you are interested in like being added to the wait list, I definitely recommend checking out that link that's on the page. And we can always share these links with you too as well. But I just want to make folks aware because this was just recently announced that it's coming back. So technically later this year, you'll have 3 fulfillment options once again, which is super exciting. Now, there are some things to keep in mind with fulfilling your product. Temperature control is one of them. For temperature sensitive products are always going to need special attention, such as products that require refrigerating or air conditioning or a freezing, or they need an ice pack. Another thing to keep in mind too is expiration date control. You'll want to make sure that the expiration date is clearly marked on your packaging so that you can manage first in, first out for your product freshness. And then fragile and heavy products are going to also require special attention and probably special packaging. A heavy product may take up more space too in a fulfillment center and have more storage fees. Fragile may require extra packaging to make sure it doesn't get damaged. And then location is important as well. How long it takes for you to ship the product from either yourself or the manufacturer to the fulfillment center. It's just important, like, to keep that in mind, to know, like, when you're running out of stock, how long is that lead time to make sure that you can then replenish that stock. Now, I briefly touched on FBA, but some people in the audience here, the virtual audience, probably don't know what all of the benefits of FBA are. FBA, all you do with FBA is you ship your products to a fulfillment center. That's it. From there, Amazon picks, packs, and ships your orders for you. It also gives you the Amazon Prime badge, which we kind of talked about as well. And then you also have Amazon does all of your customer service and returns, which is great because let's say you're a clothing product and clothing typically has a very high return rate. You don't have to manage any of those returns. Amazon does it all for you, and they manage your customer service as well. And then it lets you just scale more quickly as a business. So by having Amazon do most of the heavy lifting for you, it then prevents you from having to do that yourself. So then you can expand to other marketplaces and continue to scale and grow as a business. And it's, like I mentioned, it is very cost effective, but I think in 2022, based on the Small Business Empowerment Report that we just released, shipping with FBA typically costs 30% less per unit than standard shipping options in the US, such as like UPS or FedEx. So I know that it is very cost effective. Here is another great feature that we just launched in 2022 called Buy with Prime. Let's say you have your own website and you're selling your product through your own website. This allows you to sell your products on your website and give people that Amazon shopping experience on your own website. So you kind of see this in the image here, but it gives you that Prime, buy with Prime option on your website. And then you'll also be able to see product reviews. So if a customer goes to your website, they'll be able to see your product reviews from Amazon, and they'll be able to buy your product through Amazon through their own Prime account. And it usually with this program, what we have seen is there's roughly a 25% conversion with buy with Prime. And it gives folks again that fast free delivery that they're used to on Amazon. Now this again, like it was launched in 2022, it used to be invite only. It's no longer invite only. So just keep that in mind. There is some eligibility for the program. You must be US based entity. So still similar to Seller Fulfilled Prime, everything is US focused right now. You must have your own website, like I mentioned, where you sell your product. And you do have to have a professional Seller Central account, or you can have an Amazon supply chain account. And then you need to have an Amazon Pay account. That can be set up during the registration process. And then to learn more about the program, you can visit buywithprime.amazon.com. But I see a lot of sellers using this, and it's really worked in their favor. And it gives folks that trusted shopping experience that they get on Amazon. Okay, so now we're going to talk about opportunities for growth. Every small business wants to grow, right? One of my favorite topics too. This is one of the best secrets too in the entire presentation. Not many people know that this is a resource, but in Seller Central, there is a growth opportunity tool, and it allows you to optimize your portfolio. So if you go to the recommendation page in Seller Central through the growth opportunities tool, it will rank the different actions you need to take or the different programs you need to leverage to see a potential sales lift. And I know it's hard to see the image probably, but in the very top recommendation in that image, it estimates Amazon has so much crazy data and algorithms. It's nuts. They can estimate your exact potential sales lift. So let's say you're not currently using A+ content as an example. But if you start to use A+ content, Amazon will recommend that as the action you need to take to give you the highest potential sales lift out of all of the other recommendations. So it's just a great tool that Amazon provides where they're crunching all the numbers and doing all the algorithms for you to see how you can optimize selling in our store and what actions you need to take. So it's just really cool to keep this one in mind. We're going to talk about discoverability. Now, when we shop on Amazon, think about yourself as a customer on Amazon. It's very rare to go to the second page of search results when you're shopping in the store. Most people usually stick to the first page of search results, unless you're like me and you're looking for something really niche and you want to do a comparison. But most people typically stick to the first page of search results. So given that information, it's important to know what can you do to make sure you're being discovered on Amazon. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, you again want to invest in those high quality images. Customer reviews, one of my favorite things ever. This is shown to increase your sales with your first review by up to 3.5 times. So think about how you shop yourself on Amazon. Do you read the product reviews? How helpful are the product reviews? They're just a great rich source of data that allow you to figure out where can I optimize my product? Where can I improve my product? And what am I doing well at? What am I not doing so well at? I've worked with so many sellers who have really used those product reviews to improve their product reviews. So they took their negative 1-star reviews, then took in the feedback, optimized their product based on that feedback to then get to 4 and 5 stars on Amazon. So it's just a great source of data. Seasonal events and promotions, I kind of talked about this a little. So we have Prime Day, which is coming up. That would be a seasonal event. Holiday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, another seasonal event, which gives you the opportunity, more opportunity to be discovered and increase your sales. And I will say last year we did a Prime Day sweepstakes. where if anyone purchased a product from a small business in our store, they got entered into a sweepstakes, and we gave away tickets to the Super Bowl as a reward for shopping small, basically. So there's different ways, different mechanisms that Amazon really works hard to amplify small businesses that are selling in our store through seasonal events like Prime Day, as an example. And then strategic, measurable marketing. Well, I can't give you the marketing advice you need for your product. It's just important to keep that in mind, that there are marketing options that exist for you. So I briefly touched on product reviews. So I want to make you aware of Amazon Vine as a program. Amazon Vine is very much for brand owners. You'll see the eligibility criteria here on the slide. You must be enrolled in brand registry within your first 6 months of selling in our store. And you must enroll then in Amazon Vine within 90 days of becoming a brand owner. And what's great about this program is Amazon has trusted reviewers, the most trusted reviewers. They are enrolled in this program to then give you a product review. So all you do is offer the Amazon Vine reviewers a free sample of your product. And what they do in return is they give you a product review. So it's just a great way, like I mentioned, product reviews really help boost your sales. It's just a great way to grow your product reviews. So I like to make people aware that this program exists. So sponsored products too, there's an image on this slide which kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like in the shopping experience. You've probably seen it already on Amazon.com. So let's say you're searching for a teddy bear. What you'll see first in search results, always when you first will see in search results, is the sponsored brand first at the top of the page. After the sponsored brand, you'll see the sponsored product. And some people also provide coupons too, as an example. So you see that in the image there. This increases or improves the visibility of your product. It is a cost per click, so you only pay for what people click on. You can set your own daily budget. It's all up to you, how much you want to spend for these types of ads. And you can appear, like I mentioned, in search results and in shopping results and search pages. And the products are featured, like I mentioned, in relative search queries. So if I'm looking for a teddy bear and you sponsor that teddy bear, it's going to populate first in the search results. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when people shop on Amazon, 78% of those queries are brand agnostic. Everyone searches for a product first on Amazon. So if you are a brand owner, it's a great way to get discovered by selling your product first and really building up that loyalty to your product to then get discovered as a brand. But when people come to Amazon, they're very late in the buying decision. They're ready to make the purchase now, and they're just looking for the product first. So just keep that in mind. And then it's just a great way to advertise. And like I mentioned, sponsored brands. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue with the teddy bear example. When I type in teddy bear on Amazon, again, the sponsored brand is going to be the first thing that pops up. And what's cool about sponsoring your brand is you're able to feature different products that your brand offers. You can see that in the image here. They offer different types of teddy bears. It's not just one. So it's a great way for the customers to then discover other products that you make as a brand. Because let's say you have like one product that's a great selling product, but you want to sell other products that maybe have a lower sell-through rate, it's just a great way for customers to then become aware of the different products that you offer. Similar to sponsored products, this is cost per click. So people only pay on what they click, or you only pay for what people click on. And you can feature custom headlines, images, and videos, which is really fun because it helps you express yourself more as a brand. We also have sponsored display as our third advertising option. This allows you to reach audiences on and off Amazon. I know the picture's not immediately intuitive, but this is technically Twitch. So let's say you go to twitch.com, it allows you to have like an ad on another website that's not Amazon for your product to get discovered. And what's different here compared to sponsored products and sponsored brands is that The program doesn't target keywords. Like sponsored brand and sponsored product definitely targets keywords, like the teddy bear as an example. Instead, sponsored display targets customers. Based on the audience interests and their shopping behaviors. So there's all this data, this algorithm to know that this customer is likely, based on their shopping behavior, going to like your product, and it then makes that recommendation to the customer. So it's just another way to get discovered that could be more effective. Now, a lot of people don't know, but we do have a small business badge. We launched this last year for Prime Day. And this is really exciting too. We also have a Black-owned business badge. And pretty soon here, you'll be able to search on, I hate to say it because it's going to happen like in just a matter of days, but you'll be able to search specifically for small businesses on Amazon.com, which is huge, right? So this is just another way that we're helping support small businesses in our store. And I always recommend going to amazon.com/support small, because we have great stores on that page where you can discover women-owned small businesses. I know we have a predominantly woman crowd here. You can discover women-owned small businesses, or for someone like me who's also a veteran, you can discover veteran-owned businesses that are small. So definitely recommend checking out that website to discover new small businesses in our store. And now I'm going to share some additional resources that we have for small businesses. So I think I saw in the chat someone had previously sold on Handmade. What's crazy is like most people don't even know that Handmade exists, but consider, let's say you're an Etsy type of seller. You sell your products on Etsy. You're an artisan, you sell handmade type products. This is a great program for you, Amazon Handmade. It is an artisan community of sellers, and it is application based. But once you are approved for the program, what's great about Amazon Handmade is they waive the $39.99 professional selling fee every month, and you just pay a 15% referral fee. And what's also great about Handmade is you can have your own dedicated page, your own dedicated storefront, so you can really showcase who you are as an artisan and the different products that you have. And this is close to my heart, but we recently relaunched the Amazon Small Business Academy. This was recently relaunched, I want to say a couple months ago, and Ladies Who Launch is one of our partners through the Amazon Small Business Academy. But this is a free digital resource, an educational resource for any small business. It's not Amazon specific. It is more general educational support based on where you're at in the business life cycle stage. And you can access content on demand, or you can join live webinars where you can have the opportunity to engage with different subject matter experts. We do partner really closely with the Collegiate Entrepreneur Organization and work with different faculty and small business owners across the country to help optimize this curriculum for you. So it's just a free resource I recommend checking out. It's smallbusiness.amazon. And Founders Table, I'm a little biased here, but Founders Table is my favorite program within the Amazon Small Business Academy because I'm the host. But it's also because Ladies Who Launch was such an integral part of our very first Founders Table back in February. I interviewed Sarah Fryer for our very first Founders Table, who's one of the founders of Ladies Who Launch. Michelle Pusateri, who is also an Ladies Who Launch grantee, was also featured in that episode. And, it's just a great event series that we do where I basically interview different small businesses across the country and different business experts. Our next episode is going to be live July 20th, and we are going to focus in that episode on finding access to funding, financial opportunities, and capital, which we know is a very popular topic for small business owners. So I definitely recommend checking that out on July 20th. We also have our This is Small Business podcast. We just have our second series. In April, this podcast was rated #1 for entrepreneurs on Apple Podcasts, but it's a great podcast. Andrea, my colleague, She interviews different small business owners, not specific to Amazon whatsoever, but she talks to different small business owners to basically see if they can glean guidance and provide insights into how they grew as a small business. Where did they struggle as a small business, and what tips and tricks and resources they have to share. So all of this you can find on smallbusiness.amazon, founders table, the podcast, everything. I just recommend checking out that website. Now, if you already are selling in the store and you want very specific topic focused assistance, Seller University is a great resource for you. They have webinars that you can access through Seller Central where you can, they're very much topic focused. We'll just use fulfillment by Amazon as an example. They'll have a webinar specifically dedicated to that as a topic, and you can ask an FBA expert whatever questions you have regarding FBA. There's also a YouTube channel that they have that anyone can access, and where you can also filter different videos by topic. It's a great resource to keep in mind. This is very much specific to selling in our store and the different program requirements within selling in our store. We also have seller forums. So let's say you're already selling in the store, but you kind of want to get some tips and tricks from other sellers, or maybe you want some help from other sellers. We have seller forums too, which is brand new, pretty recently launched, and it's just a great way to connect with other sellers who are selling. We also have our Black Business Accelerator. So we launched this in 2021. This program is definitely for certified Black-owned product-based businesses. So if you are a Black product-based business, but you're not yet certified, I definitely recommend getting certified because that is a requirement for the program. But this is a great program because it provides financial support, different business guidance, mentorship, and account management support as for you as you're starting selling in the store. And they obviously want to see you succeed at selling in the store, so they're there to help you along the way. So if you are, again, a Black-owned product-based business, especially certified, I definitely recommend applying to this program. We also have our service provider network. Not many people know that this is a resource, but let's say you want to use drop shipping and you want to sell an Amazon store, but you want to use drop shipping and you need a service provider to help you with that. This is a bunch of vetted service providers. Amazon has vetted all of them. Over 1,000 service providers across 20 different markets. And this is available, again, you can access all this on amazon.com/SPN. You do have to be a seller in the store to leverage this resource. But what it does is basically almost like a telephone book or a directory of different service providers. And it allows you to contact them and directly negotiate with them based on your business needs. And it's just another way to know that, hey, this is a trusted service provider that has been vetted by Amazon, and you already know you're going to get a good deal. So just keep that in mind. We also have Amazon Lending. A lot of people don't know this is a resource as well. This is, again, for folks who are already selling in the store. You have to be selling in the store for a minimum of 1 year to be eligible. This is business financing that Amazon provides. What's great about this program is you basically pay back what is being lent to you through the sales you make in the store. So it's very easy to repay. And you can see if you're eligible for this in Seller Central by going to the Growth tab. And that's how you check your eligibility. But it's very flexible, easy financing. I know quite a few sellers who have used this. They've gotten multiple loans through this program, and it kind of helped them sustain themselves through COVID, as an example. And they just repaid the loan through the sales in Amazon store. So it's a great resource to keep in mind. And here are all of our partners that I have the pleasure of working with, Ladies Who Launch being one of them. Like I mentioned, we partner with the Collegiate Entrepreneur Organization to help provide that curriculum through the Amazon Small Business Academy. We also partner with SCORE, IVMF, that works specifically with the military entrepreneur community, the Small Business Administration, Hello Alice. These are just a few examples of the different partners that we work with. And I believe we are at the end of our presentation, and we can open it up to Q&A.
Amazing, Abby. So we have a lot of questions have come in over the course of the last 45 minutes. So, in the with the few minutes we have, we'll ask a few questions and then folks, just as a reminder, we will be sending out follow-up, including how to register for coaching sessions with Abby. So if you don't get your questions answered here, please sign up. We'll also be sending out a survey, so let us know what else you need so that we can try to support. Okay, so a few questions. So I mean, where to even start, Abby? There's so many incredible opportunities that Amazon offers small business owners to help spread the word about their incredible brands. I think we've received a few questions around the badge for small businesses and Black owned and women owned. Is how does a small business go about applying for one of those badges?
You would go to amazon.com/support small. All of that criteria is going to be on that page, and I can show you the link real quick just so you can reference it. Yeah, amazon.com/support small.
Fantastic. And Abby, is there a woman-owned badge as well?
Not right now, but obviously because we just recently launched these badges, they're still going. We are obviously planning to roll it out more badges, but that's TBD right now as far as specific timeline goes.
Okay, sounds great. And then, Abby, you mentioned certification, which is something that we talk about with our community. And, can you talk a little bit about what are the certification programs Amazon works with, whether we bank or whatnot, that would support someone getting into the Black Business Owned Accelerator, for example?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite topics as well. Any major certification, like let's say NMSDC, Amazon recognizes all of those national certifying authorities. However, I always tell folks that you don't have to use that. You can go through a faster route through Supplier Gateway. Amazon does accept certifications from Supplier Gateway. They are one of our partners for the Black Business Accelerator, and it's a very easy certification process through them. So I honestly just recommend going to Supplier Gateway's website to learn a little bit more, but they have like an enhanced digital certification, takes only a couple days to get, and it's recognized by Amazon for the BBA program.